our next step of the project is to create a parts list that you see up here in the corner and to label our IPN or our exploded view with what we call balloon numbers. So we'll get started with that. I'm going to go back out to our drawing, and what we'll do is we'll go up to the top of the menu here, and there's a thing called balloon, and you're going to click on that and then go down and aim at our IPN. Aim at any part. We'll aim at the top here and click. And when this box comes up, it's really important that we drop this menu down and go parts only. And then we go to OK. We hit OK again. And then when we drag that part out, we're going to drag it out to the edge there. We're going to right click and hit continue, and it places it. And then we'll work our way around and get the next part, which is going to be the side. There goes the class bell. Right click, continue. Front and back, click, right click, continue. Side, click, right click, continue.
Dylan Schultz, Brittany
Front,
Cassane
click,
to activities.
continue.
Dylan Schultz, Brittany Cassane
And the
to
bottom.
activities.
Continue. And that's all you need to do for ballooning. Now that we've completed ballooning our project with the numbers on the IPN, we're now going to move into setting up this parts list up in the corner of our project. So to do that, I'm going to shrink my screen down and position it over to the side and then zoom in on it so I can see the parts list and the numbers. And then I'm going to shrink my other side of my screen here and position this over to the side so that I can work on creating my chart. I'm going to take this browser over here too and move that over, which then gives me more room to draw. It's not a good idea to close this up. You want to leave it open, but just close it up enough so that you get a little bit more room in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a parts list up in this corner here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here to where it says annotate and click on the annotate button. And after doing that, I can come over here and see a little tab that says parts list. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to come over to my chart over here, or my IPN, and I'm going to click on it to tell the computer that's what I want to make a parts list of, that part. So I click on it, and then I'm going to come up to the top here, I'm going to hit OK, and I want to put the chart right up here in the corner. And as you can see, it's labeled and it's got the names on it just like we have over here on the side. Now, your items might not be listed the same as bottom sides, but most likely it is. Now what we're going to do is edit this thing now, because if you notice at the top there's no name that says parts list up here, and the names across the top are not there. So what I'm going to do is double click, point and double click on this chart, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the properties of this chart, basically the table layout, click on that, and hit OK a couple times. And then what I'm going to do is go down here where it says heading, and I'm going to change it so that I can see the heading at the top. Okay, and after doing that, I'm going to hit OK. And what it does then is it gives me my names across the top here. Now, in order to change the names, for example, up here, this says part number, and on my chart over here it says material, but what it should actually say is the part name, not material. So I'm going to right click my mouse on this part number here and go to where it says format column, and up here where it says part number, I'm going to change that number, highlight it, and I'm going to type in the part name, and it looks like it's capitalized, so I'm going to put my capital letters on and put name in there. Okay, and I'm going to hit OK, and you notice how it changes right here. Then off to the side here it says description. I'm going to click on that and change that to, again, format column, and this time I'm going to name it, instead of description, part size. And I'm going to click OK on that, and see how it changes part number, part size. Now I'm going to grab the end here, aim at it with my left mouse button, and I'm going to hold it down and drag it a little bit wider so that I can type inside that box and put some text in there. The text I'm going to put in there is simply going to be all the numbers that you see over here on the side. And as you can see, the first number is going to be 3/4 of an inch, space, time, small by x, space, 11 dash 1/4 inch. Just like that, space. And again, when I do the by, I make a small x, space, 22 and 1/4 inch. And that's my first size of the part. Then I click on my second part and I do the same thing. And one thing I can do when you're doing this is just click on this top one that I did and Control C that for copy, and then paste it in the next one down. Click on the next one, go Control V or paste, Control V again. And then I can go back and change these numbers. So like this one is 10 and a half, so I'll put a half in there. It's kind of tedious trying to do this. And then it's 11 1/4. The sides, and then the front and the back is going to be 10 1/2, 0 and 1/2 by 23. And then our last piece is going to be our top, which is 12 1/2. Put a 2 in there, our 1/2 by 24. And as you can see, we have our bottom, sides, front and back, top, and then all of our numbers. Now, if your words don't come in like mine with the correct name, you need to retype them into the correct name. And then you're going to hit apply and hit OK. And it should pop out on your chart with a parts list, part name, part size, and everything else. As I zoom back and take a look at my drawing, I kind of overlook everything and make sure my names are kind of lined up with each other across here, my dimensions. If I'm too close with my bottom measurement down to the bottom here, I can grab this whole thing and move it up and down to make it look a lot nicer. Don't get it too close, but don't get it too high either. Look at the spacing of your IPN. Make sure everything's filled out at the bottom. We are a little close with these details to this box here, so you could move this over a little bit with your detail. Let's bring that down a little bit. Move this one over a little bit. Bring it down. And then that allows me to move this other one over a little bit and down. Biggest thing is making it look as neat as possible for the person who's reading this drawing. And so overall, it looks pretty nice. I would call this project complete. So thanks for paying attention and getting this thing done. And look forward to working on other projects with you. Thank you.